All right, so you will need a Canvas tab today. Today, we're doing intro activities. As far as our weekly announcements, we will be having our quiz on fossils on Friday. Our Ed puzzle that we're going to do today will be due on Sunday if you don't get a chance to finish it. And then Fridays are still going to be catch-up days for us, so that way we can make sure that we are all caught up on the stuff that we need to do. You will need a Canvas tab. If you do not have one open, go ahead and open one, because you will need it. Alrighty, so we should be here. We're going to click Modules, and we're going to go down to fossils, which is what we're covering today. In the event that your tab is still open from geologic time, so from rock cycle that we did last week, all you have to do is click the little caret and it will collapse for you, so it's not there taking up all of the space on your screen. We are going to start with our intro activities. We have the same intro activities that we usually have at the beginning of our units. So you're going to click here. It says Intro to Fossils. I will tell you that this week we're going to kind of focus on the different types of fossils. There are a bunch of different types. They are formed different ways and come from kind of different sources. So we're going to talk about that this week. And last week we talked about the rock cycle and how rock turns into any form of rock. They can, as long as they go through whatever process they need, they can transform and turn into any kind of rock. In the chat box, somebody tell me, I told you last week where we will find most of our fossils. What type of rock will we find most of these fossils? Good job, we remember. It is sedimentary. It is sedimentary. Tell me, why can we not find it in igneous? Why can we not find it in igneous rock? Why will you most likely not find a fossil in igneous rock? Right, because it would be melted. A lot of that rock is molten, and it comes from volcanoes and magma, which would melt our fossils. Good job. All right. As far as our metamorphic heat and pressure, all that sort of thing, you could possibly find some in there, but most of ours are going to be found in sedimentary. We're going to continue that discussion a little bit more later on this week as we talk about how fossils are actually formed, so you'll be able to make that connection a little bit stronger. Next week, we will talk about how fossils are dated. So this week, we're going to talk about the different ones, and then next week, we're going to talk about how they actually figure out how old fossils are, just so you know where we're going with this. All right, so from here, we are going to click here, which is our Google Doc. It's going to force you to make a copy, and it should look like this. Let me know once we're there. Alrighty, so we're doing the same activities that we do each time. We're going to start off with vocabulary. You have the option to play the Quizlet games or to do the vocabulary squares, up to you. It is the same exact 10 words, so it's not, you won't be focusing on any more or less words. You're going to put your 3 screenshots here if you decide to do the Quizlet screenshots, or you're going to put your information that goes in your vocab squares here. The second thing we're going to do is our Ed Puzzle. If you click here, it'll take you to the login for Ed Puzzle. You should be already attached to my Google Classroom, which pulls the rosters from Google Classroom to Ed Puzzle, so you should already have them loaded and ready for you. You click on it, go ahead and go through, watch the videos, answer the questions, and it will give you a score at the end. You're going to take a screenshot of that score, and you're going to paste it right here in that box. The third thing that you're going to do, I found this really interesting article about fossils, and it's a great intro to the stuff that we're going to talk about today. It also has some really really good pictures. You know, I'm a visual person. I love pictures that actually kind of show you what some different fossils can look like. So you're going to read through the text. We're going to highlight where we found the answers to the questions for the text, and then we're going to type what we think the answer is underneath these questions in the margins. Make sure that when you're highlighting, that you're highlighting in the color that goes with the question. That's how I know where you pulled your answer for that specific number. So if I think that this is the answer for question number one is yellow. So I'm going to go to the highlight tool and I'm going to highlight it yellow, so that way Miss Hewing knows which one is that. This is where I got the information to answer number one. All right. Once you've answered your questions, I believe there are 7 today. I think there's 7. Yes, there's 7 today. It's a lot of pictures in there, guys, because it was real picture heavy. Once you answer your 7 questions, you are going to turn this document into the intro assignment, and then we will be done for the day. I know last block we kind of toyed around with the idea of playing Quizlet live in a virtual setting. It was interesting. I will say we did run into a few kinks, but I think I figured them out. So if you are interested in doing playing Quizlet live to kind of practice your vocabulary, we can kind of do that at the end of class. Our class is over at 2:25. So that would mean probably around 2:15-ish we would play. If you want to play, you don't have to. I will put a link in the chat box so you can go ahead and sign up to play. I will have to break you up and put you into breakout rooms, and it takes a few minutes to do that. So I can do that for those of you that want to play, and then we can play Quizlet live in a virtual setting. It's gonna be fun. If you have questions, let me know. If you're watching this video, please send me an inbox with your questions and I will answer them as soon as I can.